Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to a second declutter. Y'all, I had no idea that I would be doing another declutter so close to the first one, but I have too much things. I feel like I've been decluttering for like the past 3 months and I still have too much things. Anyways, here's the deal, right? I was doing my inventory, trying to like take stock of all of the products that I had, and I severely underestimated a lot of things, so I started just pulling things out that I wanted to declutter as well, because I was like, ain't nobody need 30 primers. Who needs 30 primers? They don't even have 30 months in a year. Like, y'all, it was just too much. So this video is going to be part 2 of the first declutter that I did. I'm not sure when these are going to go up because I have a ton of things just coming down the pike, so it's been busy. But anyways, I've rambled for already a whole minute and you have no idea who I am. So welcome, I am Jamila. I love all things makeup. I love all things beauty. I love all things skincare. And I love sharing tips and tricks for how to find high-end and luxury beauty products at bargain prices. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I would absolutely love if you would consider subscribing and joining the fam. Okay, so on the eyes, if you were curious, I am wearing the new Attitude Man-Eater palette. There should already be a review on my channel on this. I would have done 3 looks, but yeah, she's cute. She is cute. And I've had this on for a long time, and it still looks really good, so look at God. So like I said, I was doing my inventory. I'm trying to take stock of all of the products that I have. I'm going to be moving soon, so I'm trying to not take things that I don't want or don't need or will not be using or just no longer interested in. So I'm trying to declutter as much as I can as soon as I can so that it's kind of out of my collection and I'm not transferring clutter from one place to the next. So like the first video, I have a Chanel box with the products that I'm decluttering. Now, some of this will be going straight in the garbage because it's just super old, and some of this is brand new. Like I said in the previous video, anything that I am selling will be on my Mercari storefront, so please go ahead and check that out if you are interested in picking up anything here that catches your eye. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. This one should be relatively short. Okay. So the first thing that I'm getting rid of is this brush set from BH Cosmetics. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. I did pick this up at TJ Maxx and it's brand new. So I'm just going to put this on my storefront and it's actually really nice. So it comes with a set of brushes as well as a brush holder. It's like this gorgeous neon pink. It's so pretty. You get both face and eye brushes. And how much is in here? So it's a 10-piece brush set. And the quality of BH Cosmetics brushes are really nice. They are synthetic, they're super soft, and I found that the ones that I have from the brand just work really well. And this is a slanted brush holder, which is kind of nice. I also really love the neon pink handles. Again, brand new, I've never used this. The issue is I have too much brushes. And if you've been following me on like my Instagram, you've seen that. I did a reel at the beginning of the year where I showed that I cleaned off my like filming station, and I think like 3 people were like, wow, you have a ton of brushes. And yeah, I have a lot of brushes. I have too much brushes. I have an entire basket of brushes that I am decluttering as well, which I didn't even think about including in this video, but I'll show you all at the end literally how much brushes I'm getting rid of. And I still have so much more left. And in addition to having so much more left, I actually just purchased some more brushes. So I purchased 2 sets of the Blend Bunny Cosmetics brushes, and because it's a BOGO sale, it comes with an extra 2. You buy one, get one. So I have 4 new sets, as well as the set that I had from before. So I have 5 Blend Bunny eye brushes. So I got those in. I purchased a new set of the Units orange brushes during the Beauty List sale because it was on sale. So I have those brushes coming in as well, and I am planning to purchase the Morphe X Ariel set during the Ulta 21 days sale. So it makes sense to me to get rid of these brushes. Quite frankly, me getting rid of these 10 brushes is still less than what I'm bringing in. So it's still a problem. I know, I recognize, but I do need to get rid of the brushes that I have in my collection that I'm just not using. And while I do think the BH Cosmetics brushes are really nice because I do have some of them from other sets, I just have other brush sets that I prefer more, so I'm willing to let this one go because I promise you this was going to sit in my collection for like another year doing absolutely nothing. So I will put that up on my Mercari store. Okay, so when I was doing my inventory, I had like over 20 foundations. I don't know why I thought I only had 10. When I think I counted 23. So I'm trying to, one, use up some of the foundations that I have, and then two, declutter the ones that are kind of old. So the first one that I'm getting rid of is this Traceless foundation from Tom Ford. I picked this up at the CCO. I'm pretty sure it was 60% off. This one definitely went bad because when I pumped it out, it was like oil coming out. So it completely separated. It was basically like oil and whatever else. So because it's so separated, I know that this is super old. I already have issues with acne. I try not to do anything to my skin to make it hate me more. So gonna get rid of that. That one's going straight in the trash. This other one, I had to stop using this and I held on to it for a very long time because I love the finish of this. And this is the Rare Beauty foundation. Now I have this in the shade 430 Warm. It is such a beautiful shade. This is one of the most lightweight foundations. It feels like nothing on the skin, and it is quite matte. And I'm not saying matte as in it sucks all the moisture from your skin, but you don't get oily throughout the day. I loved the finish of this. This was actually my favorites video from I think 2020. That's how much I loved this foundation, you guys. The issue is my skin does not love this foundation. What I found with this was that if I wore this for more than 3 days in a row, I started breaking out and I started getting non-typical acne for me. So I suffer from cystic acne, and I found that when I was using that, I was getting both the cystic acne as well as the acne with the whiteheads, which is not what I get pretty much ever. So once I realized that that was what was breaking me out, I stopped using it. But because I love the finish so much, I held on to it with the intention of like, oh, well, I could wear it. If I wear it for just one day, it's not going to cause a problem. It's only when I do multiple days, it's going to cause a problem. So I was using it so sparingly that it was not really worth it. Like, it's not worth it for me to have it if I can only wear it one day and then I'm risking my skin. So I was really holding on to it for the worst reason ever. And now it's like well past the expiration, so whatever problems it was causing, it would cause like 10 times more now. So that is also going in the trash because it is old. Okay, the next thing that I have is this Too Faced Major Hangover RX Primer. This is a hydrating primer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. I actually really like this, and if you have dry skin, I think you would like it too. I'm just going to give this to my sister. I don't need another primer. I have too many primers, like I said. I was up to 30 primers when I did my inventory, and I don't know, y'all. That just felt so wrong. So I got rid of, I think, like 5 primers. So there's like a bunch of primers in this box because I was like, I just need to like get rid of it. So this is brand new. I'm just going to give it to my sister so she has a little bit of hydration in her routine. She also has like acne and other issues with her skin, and her prescription products tend to dry her out a lot. So she does experience like pretty significant peeling. So hopefully that's a nice addition for her. Sticking with the primers, I do also have 2 NYX primers. So the first one that I have is the Pore Filler Primer. And I am not sure what this is good for or what skin type it's good for. In terms of pores, I have pores. I mean, everybody has pores. But I feel like I don't mind my pores as much. Like, I don't think that it shows up as terrible or like anything. So I don't go through the process of trying to get pore filling primers or anything like that. For the most part, my skin is fine, non-finicky, and whatever issues it has or flaws that it has, I'm okay with it. So I don't really bother my skin too much. So the fact that it's a pore filling primer, don't feel too strong about like keeping it. I also have this Studio Photogenic Primer. I think that this was one that was meant to have, okay, it says it has a satin finish. I like a good satin finish. I prefer satin finishes. They're more sort of everyday friendly. But again, when I literally have so much primers that I had to just like take some of them out. So those 2 are brand new, never opened. So those will be at my Mercari store. I actually have a bundle with those 2 and the next 2 that I'm going to show you. So I also have this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This was a free gift at the CCO. And it's a good primer. I know that this is a holy grail for a lot of people. There's nothing wrong with this primer. This is actually one that I went hemmed and hawed and went back on whether or not I should keep it. But again, too much primers. I had to cut somewhere. So I decided that that one would be one that could go. I think I had like 2 or 3 of those, to be honest. I gave one to my cousin. so that she could have it. So like, I'm really trying to get rid of these guys. And the last one that I have is this Becca Brighten and Blue Primer. This is also brand new. I got this one at TJ Maxx, I'm remembering. And because it is a brighten and bluing primer, I hair oily and greasy. I don't know why I have so many hydrating primers, because I have a very oily T-zone. No, I know why. Because of my prescription products, I would oftentimes get dry patches. So I was trying to find the balance of hydration versus mattifying the areas that need to be matte. So at a point I was looking for a lot of more hydrating products. But now we are entering summer, so there's gonna be just like a period where I'm not gonna be reaching for a ton of hydrating stuff, because it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be humid, I'm just gonna be oily and sweaty. I don't need to add extra to make my skin oily and sweaty. So these four, I believe, yeah, these four are gonna be a bundle on my Mercari store. Okay, two products that I am tossing, which hurts my soul because they still look good, and that's these two highlighters from Too Faced. Now, you can see how thick and chunky the packaging on these are. Like, it was unnecessarily big, and this is what this one looks like. They are still beautiful. They still highlight really well, but these are old, like more than 5 years old at this point, and highlighters are just products that I feel like don't ever finish. I think that all brands need to give us smaller highlighters because we will never finish them. I don't think I've met anybody that's ever hit pan on a highlighter. Let me know if you have in the comments below. But these are just super old. I have way too many highlighters in my collection. Too many just generally, and given that highlighter is the one product that I feel like takes mad long to finish, I just don't need that. So I'm going to be just tossing those because they're just too old to do anything else with them. I also have two pressed powders that I'm getting rid of because I don't know who I thought I was. I don't know if I was planning to cosplay as the ghost of Christmas past, but why do I have two white pressed powders? This one is from Too Faced, this one is from e.l.f. What was I planning to do with this? Be the flashback queen? I don't know what I was smoking, what I was drinking, but I have these two powders and I've had these for some time, and I don't know why I held on to them because white powders don't work for my complexion. You just get terrible flashback and it's just not cute. Like, it's very unnatural, it's very weird. So I'm tossing both of them because they are pretty old at this point as well, but also, like, why were they there in the first place? Don't know. Okay, speaking of white powders, I do have a loose setting powder, a white loose setting powder. This is the Units setting powder. This was a free gift from an order that I placed, and this is, I don't know if you can really see it, but it is a white loose setting powder. Again, this is not good for my complexion. Maybe if you are super fair, super pale, this would work for you, like, but it does not work for me. So I think I'm going to put this on my Mercari store with some, I also have two of the black eyeliners from Units. Those are nice, so I'll put that together in like a little bundle, and it'll be like super cheap for that. I just want to get rid of that white powder. That's not going to work for my complexion, so gotta go. I have one foundation that I'm getting rid of. Wait, no, one other foundation that I'm getting rid of. This is the Bite Changemaker foundation. Now, you know, Bite Beauty went out of business for the most part. I do believe they still have their lipstick line, so I think that's still operational. But all their other makeup products, they don't do anymore. This is brand new. This is the shade D160. This is a really nice formula. I have this in... I have 3 other bottles of this in the shades 150 and 155, which are much better matches for me. And to be quite honest, a smidge too deep, but they will work for me in the summertime. But because those are too deep for me, this one is definitely way too deep for me, so I'm getting rid of this one. And this was a pretty pricey foundation when they were selling it, and you know, it's a really nice formula, made in Italy. Definitely one that I recommend people checking out because I really like the finish of that. That shade's just not gonna work for me, and that one's brand new. I've never used it, never touched it or anything. I have 3 face illuminator kind of thingies. So the first one is actually called a primer. This is the Too Faced Luminous Face Primer. It honestly kind of looks like there's glitter in here. And did I ever use this? I don't think the pump works. Like, I'm pumping and nothing is happening. Well, I guess I'm throwing this out because it doesn't work. But the thing is moving up. Okay, hold on, let's see. Okay, 500 years later, finally get a little pump. It smells fine. Ooh, no. This is gonna be so greasy on me. Yeah, so this is, I see the glow. Like, it definitely is a luminous, like, you can see the difference between these two hands. So it's a luminous primer, but the way my face is set up, this isn't gonna work. So I'm also decluttering this face primer. It smells so fruity, but you guys know Too Faced is a very, very fruity brand. I don't know if that's the right term. Okay, then I have 2 cream highlighters. Both of these are from Milk Makeup. The first one is in the shade Lit. So I think I'm just going to give this to my sister, see if she likes it, she wants it. And then the second one is in the shade Mars. It is a holographic shade, so it's kind of like a duochrome. It has like a gold to pink flip. Both of these are pretty full. And as you can see, these are very, very big sticks. Like, there's a lot of product in here. You get you get a full 1 ounce of product, and that's a lot. That would last you for forever. So I'm not gonna use these. I'm not a huge fan of like cream highlighters anyway, so those I'm just getting rid of. I'll ask my sister if she wants them, because they're fine. They're not this type of product that I prefer in my routine. What I will be tossing is this Urban Decay Naked Skin palette. This is a contour, I guess, a contour bronzer palette. So it actually has 2 sides. So the first side is the powder side. So you get 2 like shades. I guess one is a bronzer, one is a contour. Maybe both of them are bronzers. I don't know now. Oh, it does say on the back that this is a contour palette. So I guess they're both contour shades. You have a brightening shade and then a highlight. And then on the other side, you have the cream products. So you have cream contour, color correcting shades, and the concealing shades. I've only ever touched this shade just to swatch it. Never use anything else from this, but this is not a product that I see myself ever using. So I might as well get rid of it, especially because it has cream products and those go bad pretty quickly. Speaking of cream products, I'm getting rid of the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Now, I got this just to try it, and I think it was only like $6, so I was super curious. Like, oh, let me see how it works. I tried it. It's nice. I think it's a good intro to cream products because the pigment is barely there, but buildable, which I appreciate, because sometimes these things have so much pigment that you are very scared to go in directly, because then it's like, oh my gosh, is this going to blend out? I found that I was able to apply this really easily, and it blended out really well, and I was able to build it up and, you know, kind of practice with this product. But now I have the Say cream bronzer, I have the Chanel cream bronzer, I have the Rare Beauty bronzing stick. So I have other products that I prefer over this, so I don't see myself reaching for that ever again, so getting rid of that. I then have this bronzer from Smashbox. It's the Deep Matte. This is just not deep enough for me. Like, this is way too light for my complexion. So getting rid of this because it just doesn't work for my complexion. And I love bronzers. Like, when I tell you my primer collection was like 30 products, I think my bronzer collection was just as bad. And it was so much easier for me to just like grab 5 primers and say, okay, I'm getting rid of that. Bronzers, I have a hard time letting go of bronzers. I adore bronzers. I love mixing bronzers together. I can't let go of a lot. So the fact that I'm letting go of this e.l.f. and that Smashbox, I feel good because everything else was hard. And then lastly, I have 2 face palettes that I'm getting rid of. The first one is actually one that you guys just saw me use. I'm going to give this one to my sister. She might get just much better use out of it. This is the Tanned in Tulum palette from BH Cosmetics. So you do have 4 bronzer shades. You can mix and match as you need. I just don't need this palette considering all the other bronzers that I have, and I would only really use one shade out of this, and I can see my sister mixing these and using these better because her complexion is slightly deeper than mine. So it's just unnecessary for me. Plus the two highlighter shades that they have, only one is really suitable for me. Like this one is a nice shade for my complexion. This one I could make work, but it is a hair too dark. It is a little too dark for me to actually be a highlight. So only 2 out of the 6 shades really work for me. So that's an easy one that I can pass along to someone else. And then the last palette that I'm getting rid of is this Marc Jacobs Tantalize Glow. I think I've used this once. And I got this because, you know, Marc Jacobs was closing down. I was like, ooh, let me grab it. I love the Tantalize bronzer. I have a big one of it. So I was like, let me get this one just in case. But this one is actually lighter than the one that I have. So I don't know what happened there. And as for the blush and the highlights, nothing to write home about, so as a palette, I'm fine doing without this. And it's also like a kind of awkward palette in terms of the spacing of the pans and getting your brush to go in there. So if you do have a really fluffy bronzing brush, it's hard to like get it in precisely without mixing in the blush and the highlights, and then you have like a weird situation going on your face, and nobody wants that. Anyways, so that was it. Those are all the products that I have for this part 2 of my declutter. I anticipate that there will be more products. If you are interested, keep an eye on my Macquarie store because I will keep adding and updating things there for you guys. And depending on how much more stuff I declutter, I might come back and do a part 3. If not, I'll try to do like shorts or reels just to get it up there so you guys can see all the products that are leaving my collection. And I feel happy about it. Like you're seeing the smile on my face because literally getting rid of stuff makes me feel lighter. It makes me feel free. It makes me feel like I'm not drowning, and I feel good. So I'm not stressed about any of this, in case you were like worried about me. But that is it. I hope you guys liked today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me declutter some of the products in my collection. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Please go ahead and leave a comment down below about whatever it is you want to leave a comment on. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I have so much content coming for you guys. I am getting back into the filming filming schedule? Filming routine. So I'm able to have a lot of videos stockpiled so that when things get busy, I don't miss a week. So that's always been the goal. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. And as always, I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!